Happy late night intuitives for my neglected channel and my long neglected INFJ playlist. Because I've been getting comments, why aren't you doing INFJ videos? INFJs need advice. Young INFJ men who just figured out what they are or wondering why they're such freaks. Oh, explain to us, older INFJ guy who learned things the hard way because you didn't know about this stuff and thought he was the only one, as many of us do. We're elusive and rare. As I explained in another video, that's bad. Rarity doesn't necessarily mean value. Rarity means rare and misunderstood, and good luck finding another one of you to compare notes with. Alas, very common problem for INFJ men, our struggle to make the first move. Now, why is that? And I went into it before, but there's some more to it, and it's important. And this will help you, my brother INFJ men, to know that yes, you indeed should make that first move. Why? Because the thoughts that are going on in your head, that labyrinth that I'm still navigating, are not the same kind of thoughts that are going through the heads of most men. They're far more primitive and less evolved than us. But we don't know that. And that's the crux of this video. Hey, INFJ guys, I got a secret for you. You know how like when you like a girl and you really like her because it's all or nothing with us, like everything else, and you know you think of like all the sappy romantic stuff you would do for her, and you're thinking in your head, all these other guys that like her, they're thinking the same shit. So, you know, no matter like how much cool original stuff I come up with, and we do, because we pay attention and have intuition. Even if we don't know we have intuition, we have intuition. We don't necessarily trust it, but the thoughts still come. And attention to detail. Usually good memories too. And we think as young INFJ men, well, this is how all guys think, or all straight guys anyway. This is, you know, the thoughts I'm having, the ideas I'm having. Every other guy who's looking at her like that is having the same ideas. And the truth is, no, they are not. Their thoughts are far more, you know, thespian and carnal than our purest of desires of, you know, romance and unconditional love. Oh yes, we are freaks, but we must embrace that because some people like, you know, some people like how INFJ men are. Hell, a lot of women, you know, are attracted to fictional INFJ men and go like, there's no guys like that in real life. You know, I wish I could find a guy like Jon Snow. The fucking amount of times I heard that last decade, it's like, introvert, sigma, demisexual, not into hookers and one night stands, doesn't care about wealth or power, and wants to, you know, join an order that's there to protect people, kind of like a fire department. It's like, this story sounds a little familiar. It reminds me of 18-year-old me. But I'm a little taller than 5'7". A lot of it. But that's my point. If I got to it in a fun way. Yes, so, INFJ guys, when you're thinking about making that first move, understand that if the girl you have a crush on is like the relationship type girl, which is the vast majority of us go for, because the vast majority of INFJ men are demisexuals. If you don't know what that means, go watch my playlist. No, you can't change it either. No, you can't. No, don't even try to be like a normal guy, because if you try, it's just going to be awkward and robotic. You can't drink your way out of being demisexual. Doesn't work well. It doesn't. Try something stronger. It doesn't work either. It's just how your brain's wired. You know, short of like a massive head trauma, I assume, traumatic brain injury of some sort, it's not going to change. No matter how much people make fun of you, including maybe your own borderline mother. I mean, you're going to have a one night stand. All these sorority girls want to hook up with you. Oh yeah. What's wrong with her? Well, you know, she's been with 100 guys by the age of 24, and she's proudly the town hua. Yeah, so, but she was popular in high school. And that matters. Why? Just does. But, enough. enough of my sidebars. See, I'm rusty in front of the microphone, so I'm doing more than normal sidebars, but watch to the end anyway. Indulge me, I implore you to do as much, or face my wrath in the name of Lilith. So, anyway, yeah. So all that stuff, all that originality that you're thinking of, INFJ men, like you pay attention to what she's into, her interests, her hobbies, her sense of style, how she's unique, what's special about her, how awesome her eyes are, all that good stuff. The deep conversations that you perhaps have that made you interested in her in the first place, because even if you know it or not, you were developing that emotional connection, which is critical. Whether you want it to be or not, it is. Just deal with it. It's just reality. So, yeah. And you're thinking all the other guys that are like, with their like Steve Stifler dude bro look, like, dude bro, I wonder what her tits look like. Hey dude bro, I don't think she had a bra on the other day. Hey dude bro, you get the point. Yeah, they're not having those thoughts, so that gives you a leg up. If big if for young INFJ men though, if you can somehow articulate the awesome original ideas in your head and get them out without sounding like a complete idiot or feeling socially awkward or stopping mid-sentence or having no emotion in your voice because, you're overthinking it, then yeah, it's probably going to go well for you. But you got to overcome all that. I know, easier said than done. Believe me, I was there. I was there, and we didn't have YouTube videos back in my day as a teenage INFJ man. You just kind of figured it out. And you're like, why am I different than everybody? What's wrong with me? Even my mother tells me there's something wrong with me. What happened? In my case, she always told me it was because of the concussion I had when I was 2, which is, you see that scar there? Yeah, that's a scar that's been there since the late 80s. That's not put in there to look cool. It does look cool, but I make everything look cool. But that's a natural scar from a childhood injury. So, but it never added up because it's like, while I do have issues with this eye, and I did have a concussion, it's like, hypothalamus ain't here. This is frontal lobe. Brain damage there. No, do nothing about sex drive. Probably, I don't know. But anyway. So, yeah, you want to articulate your original ideas. You want to show her how you're different, how you pay attention, how you actually care, how you actually want that deep, meaningful connection, and you might have to be soppy and not care what other people think. Like recently, I admitted to, a woman that I'm talking to that I would be like really happy to sit with her one-on-one and have a deep conversation on a couch and fall asleep holding each other. And that would be, that'd be a cool end of a first date for me. And not many guys are going to admit that, but if you're comfortable enough with who you are in your manhood, says the man in the purple shirt, then there's nothing to worry about. Maybe that's what they're looking for. Remember, don't try to be someone you're not. If the girl you're interested in is looking for somebody like you, then you must be able to express who you are and how you're different, because if you are indeed her type, you don't have much competition because there ain't many of us. There really isn't. So, especially if you factor in like age range and looks and straight and single, and if you really want to get crazy, things like male witch and, model, and now the numbers get down to me. But broadly speaking, especially if you're in like a high school setting, INFJ guy, depending on the size of your school, if you were like me, and my graduating class had over 400 people at my private school, I was the only INFJ male. I wasn't the only INFJ, but I was the only INFJ male. Definitely. I can say that with the utmost certainty. So, again, play up to how you're different. Do not try to fit in and be someone you're not. You don't try to be, every other dude, bro, but with your face. You be the complete opposite, the antithesis to the status quo, which an INFJ usually is. Ah, yes. But you have to work on what you want to say. And then there's that crippling thing. I know we couldn't not mention this. The crippling overthinking. You got to think about it, and then you got to think about it again, and then you got to think about it some more. But you can't overthink it to the point where you convince yourself that it's definitely not going to work. And you young kids, oh yeah, I'm going to play that card, have it so much easier now, because with all the social media apps, you can find a way through the written word to articulate and express what you're trying to say, whereas I didn't have that luxury back in the day. I mean, we had cell phones, but they were bricks, green screens with black letters, and we were limited to, nights and weekends for calls and how many anytime minutes, and we were limited to how many texts we could send, and they could only be so long. Facts. There was no Snapchat or Instagram or, there was Facebook, but it was college only. It was in its infancy, and it was college only at that point. No WhatsApp or any of that. So you had to just and kind of go through it. I still recommend that might be the best way, especially if you're going to use sarcasm, because I did another video, INFJs are bad texters. I've been explaining that to somebody else lately too. We're bad texters because we're very sarcastic. We make a lot of jokes. We make people laugh. That's hard to do over texting. People take it the wrong way, and then you got to explain it. But then it doesn't land. So, your best bet, in my opinion, would be to make that first move. Express who you truly are the best you can. How you're different than everybody else. Do it one-on-one, and play to our strengths. Be completely honest, and be completely honest about what your intentions are, which, especially if you're a teenager, if you're an INFJ, you're probably demisexual, so your intentions aren't get it in, bro. Yeah. So again, play to who you are. If that ain't anywhere near what she's looking for, then guess what, dude, you probably don't want nothing with her anyway, because if she's not into like something real, or the idea of a demisexual is a turn off to her, then most likely then ain't no sense in going for it, because she'll be picking someone else next weekend, whoever got the best yayo or what have you, whatever's popular at the time. So I hope that was helpful. It was a bit rambling, but I didn't want to make this one too serious, and I wanted to speak from experience so I could better relate to you, despite my age. The fact that I once was a helplessly lost, overthinking, couldn't make the first move teenage INFJ myself. And I was a model at the time, and I still had no fucking confidence. Didn't help that, that I live in an area that's all about being in the club, and it doesn't matter what attributes or skills or money or job you have. If you're not in the club, you're not in the club. So they'll denigrate everything you do. But regardless, it's something all young INFJ men must learn. And because we overthink, years later, when you get confidence or you just don't care anymore, you're going to overthink about the past and be like, I should have done this. I definitely missed this sign, because we're blind as hell when somebody's hitting on us. And when a woman makes the first move, a lot of times we'll think somebody's pranking us. It's like, why is this girl who is exactly my type hitting me up out of the blue? Who is out to get me? Somebody will pay for this. This is not funny. Who are you and why are you messing with me? You cannot be real. You are too perfect to be real. And that can be an awkward conversation in itself too. And then we overthink that and set the burden to prove higher and higher and higher, because, trust issues. So you got that card to contend with too. But best of luck to you. Hate to break it to you, that's part of being an INFJ male, and you just got to find a way to deal with it and understand that you're never going to be like everybody else, and all your neuroses they're going to get a little better, but they're not going to go away. But you got to learn how to play them to your strengths, and you got to learn from your past experiences. And above all, in any situation, about anything, as an INFJ, male or female, trust your own intuition above all else. Because other people will lie to you and try to manipulate you, or they see you as competition, or they want you to fail, or they're just narcissists who are trying to control you. So your intuition has an 85% success rate. So listen to it and want to believe.